Good day. We are in the early days of organic chemistry and we have things called organic prefixes. You might remember from covalent compounds we have mono, di, tri, etc. Well, the first four that we encounter for carbon are slightly different. If we just have a one carbon chain, that's a very short change, the prefix is meth. So you might have heard of methane. If we have a two carbon chain, then it's going to be eth, so maybe something like ethane. Three carbon chain becomes propane. Notice this as prefixes. So these are words that go in front of the main chain's name. Prop means three, so propane is something used in a barbecue, and that's telling you it has three carbons. That is not but, that is bute. So if it was butane, that's the stuff found in lighters, so you might use that if you're camping. Hopefully you don't use it because you have a terrible smoking habit. That would be awful. And then we're into ones you're used to, like pentane, hexane, heptane, etc. So those are prefixes, and you have to know them from n equals 1 up to 10. If I go bigger than 10, these ones I would have to give you. Down the road, if you go on organic chemistry, you may be expected to memorize them. Now, here I get ahead of myself. We're looking at a very complex molecule, and typically this would be much harder than what you're going to see this year. But it's trying to show you that we need some system for naming. So if I start here and go, I'm going to count by carbon atoms. Those hydrogens are not actually in between the carbons. They're sticking out of the carbons in other directions, because hydrogens are always on the outside of a molecule. They can't be in the middle of a chain. So we start here and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 carbons in this sausage. So we go and say, hey, that's a decane. Then we go 1, 2, 3, and we look at this third carbon. It is a methyl here and a methyl here. And you say, why are those methyls? Because meth means one. Each of those is a one carbon branch in their branches. And so we go 3, 3 dimethyl. That means there's two methyls, and they both happen to be on that carbon, the third carbon. Then we have this crazy branch over here, which is cleverly called a 5,2-ethylbutyl. And at that point, you're going to want to throw up. But do not sweat about it. This is just something that I'd be more interested if you looked at when we finish the unit and see if it makes sense at that time. I do not expect it to make much more sense than understanding it's a decane at this time. But it is great fun. You will end up loving this if you make an effort.